Hey, Indians, welcome back to another Mississinewa Matters. Today is Monday, February 24th. I want to answer a couple questions for you on this episode and then get into some finances as well as the upcoming meetings that we have coming up as well. So, first one is, how does the number of out of district students impact the district's finances? So, this question right here. So if you look at it, 1,600 in-district students to around 700 out-of-district students, that number is actually, I just checked, 748 is what that actually is. Um, so these additional students do generate approximately $6.5 million in additional revenue. Without those students, the district would face severe financial cuts, potentially to leading off staff programs, program eliminations, and the consolidation of school buildings themselves. So I want to jump over and show you uh, another document real quick. Okay, so on here, so if you factor in, I ran these numbers today, 748 students out of district, we get $9,200 for state funding per student. That equates to $6,881,600. Now we're talking, what if we didn't have those students? Well, let's look if we didn't have those students over the course of a referendum process. If we needed to manually reduce the number of out of district students we had here over a 20-year period of time, based upon today's current funding, that would be a loss of $137 million to the community in revenue. That would be felt significantly throughout the community. That's one thing I want to stress. And I get the fact that it doesn't seem fair, or it's not fair, that out of district students get to use our facilities without having to necessarily pay for them. I understand that, but there's nothing that we as a district can do about that. That's just the way the legislation is written. That's how property taxes are done in the state of Indiana currently. It's really how they've been done since 2008 timeframe. So there's nothing we can do about that, but we have to ask ourselves, are we okay over 20 years losing almost $138 million to this community? And that money goes to paying for teachers. That money goes to paying to support students. That money goes to programs that not only our out of district students use, but our in district students as well. I can guarantee you that if we lose $6.8 million per year, Mississinewa will not look the same as what it currently does. And that's just the reality of it. If that's where the community would like to go, we can look at that. But I have to be completely upfront on the realities of, we would feel losing $7 million per year from the district, and the school would definitely not look the same from 8 to 3 activities to 3 to 8 p.m. activities. That means education during the day. That means extracurriculars, sports, co-curriculars, arts, everything. Everything would be directly impacted. I would venture to guess that losing $137 million from the community over 20 years, or $7 million per year, would also affect the local economy as well. So those are a couple things that I wanted to note in relation to that question there. So, what steps has the district taken already to improve its financial situation? First of all, we had a projected $1.5 million deficit for 2025 in our education fund, the money we get from the state. We have been able to shift things around. We're going to absorb staff, cut subscriptions to be able to maintain as much staffing as possible. We've got that currently to around $180,000 projected surplus for 2025. Um, Why is there a need for an operating referendum? What's the need for that? So, again, we have significantly less funding per student than the state average. When you look at that, the state average is almost $2,000 per student. We get about $1,600 per student. So there's a $372 per student funding gap. When you calculate that out to the state average, we have 2,314 students times $372 means we are generating $860,000 less in our operations fund than the state average. The 10-cent operating referendum that we are asking for at this point in time would generate approximately $450,000 per year. That's still well below the state average of $860,000 that schools generate into their operations fund. The operating referendum, is not about extras. It's about trying to do the most that we can with the limited amount of funding that we have. Without that additional funding, we're going to continue to struggle with maintaining class sizes that we currently have. We're going to struggle to retain quality staff, support critical student programs. We're going to struggle with transportation. We're going to struggle with facility upkeep in terms of asphalts, bus replacements, and roofing. So just need to note that. And the last question I'm going to go through today is how will the operating funds be used? Again, $450,000, 8 years annually is what we can have that for. At the end of 8 years, the district will decide at that point in time to look to renew the operating referendum for 10 cents, decrease the operating referendum, increase the operating referendum, or don't look to renew it at all. So, what we would use that for over the course of 8 years are these items right here: SROs, 911 informed security programs for cottage security systems, bus replacement plans, and being competitive with staff salaries to retain and attract high quality educators. I lied. That was the last. That was not the last question I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through one more here. How will the operating referendum impact taxpayers? Um, so this is actually wrong. I need to update this. I just looked at this today, and I'm actually pulling my sheet out right now, and I will update it on this document as well. For the average homeowner of $128,000 house, that's actually not correct. That should be 52. I thought that looked off. So I will adjust this. That's $52 annually for 8 years. So I'll get that adjusted on this document here. So that's the impact of a 10-cent operating referendum. Last piece that I want to go through before we get you guys out of here is upcoming meetings. Hopefully you can see this okay. I'll scroll in here a little bit. Note that tomorrow we have our first business meeting at Hans Hall, February 25th from 7:30 to 9. Um, then we're going to see what else we got this week. On February 26th, looks like we have 7:30 to 10:30. Again, that's one's going to be at the corporation building. And on February 27th, 1:30 to 3 at Hans Hall for general taxpayers, not the business owners. So we're trying to decipher and separate out how we're having those meetings, just so people can come in with similar types of questions related. So business owners are going to have different questions than non-business owners. We also want to just open this up just for coffee chat sessions down here in these ones as well. So you'll notice that we did add these evening sessions as well here. So try to make it flexible. We're doing early morning, middle of the afternoon, and then even the evening time. So just note those. Hope this information is helpful. We are going to work on getting some other people to share some videos. We have our building principals talking just about facility needs, programming, all those types of things over the next couple of weeks. They're going to be presenting videos as well. Q will be presenting some stuff on school safety and such. So get a lot of different information out to you guys. Continue to educate yourselves on this, educate yourselves on school funding, how that works as we look to continue to move forward to see where the community wants the district to go forward with. So again, pay attention to those meeting dates. These will be coming out in the mail. We're working with Hoosier Griffey print, and we're also working with local post office to get those out as soon as possible. And we're working on that big community meeting the third week of March, right before spring break as well. And so we'll have all that information out to you guys. At any point in time, you're encouraged to reach out to me. Give me a call or anything. I've had several one-on-one meetings thus far, small group meetings. Keep those coming. And willing to share and answer any questions that we can. So hope you guys have a great day. And as always, go Indians.